Hello there. Welcome to Nana's Classic Stitches channel. If you are new, welcome and thank you for clicking. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the globe. Welcome to Nana's Classic Stitches channel again. Now, we're going to start working on our children's jumpsuit. Okay, and I've changed a lot of things on it, so I'm going to walk you through. I don't know if you will have enough time to sew anything today, but I went ahead and did a couple of things, as I always say, just to save time. And I've changed a little bit on the pattern. As I always say, you don't always have to do exactly as the pattern calls for. You can change things around. Excuse me. You can redesign the original pattern, okay? And so let's see, where do I even start? I join the shoulders. This is the front and this is the back. And we need a buttonhole at the back because there's a belt at the back, okay? A belt is going to go through the back. And this is the belt. I got it already. Okay. Now, if you look at the sleeve or sleeveless arm, I've changed it. I've added a contrast. And I've changed it around. Here it is. I stitch both the front and the back at the shoulders, okay, and then I added a contrast to the edge that is going inside the bodice part. 1 3/4 on bias, and then I folded it and ironed it, okay, and then I put it at the edge and stitch 3/8 and then clip all around that seam, and then I press it down. So this is how it looks like before I put it on the blouse part, okay? So this is what I did. And then I stitch the facing down at the right side with a cream color thread, and then the green I also stitch with a green thread. So try to match your thread, match your color of your fabric, okay? So after I did that, on the wrong side, I think, let me bring the camera down so you can see what I'm doing more. Okay, so hold on. Hello there, I'm back. Okay, after I did that, on the wrong side of the top, I put the right side of the facing towards the sleeve, or I should say armhole. Pin it up and stitch, and I stitch 5/8. Make sure the right arm goes to the right and the left arm goes to the left. And then I clip all around it, and then I flip it over. Okay? And as I said, I stitch. And this also, before you flip it over, you have to clip all around it so it will lie smooth and nice. Okay? And then I edge stitch this part towards the body itself. I edge stitch it, and then I flip it over, and then I stitch at the cream, the main fabric color, and then when I finish, I stitch the green, or I should say the teal color. Okay, I hope you get it. Now, after that, too, I change the pocket. Let me put this away so I will know what I'm doing. The pocket, I use a contrast. It's all sparkling. I don't know why it's sparkling like that. Maybe I need to iron it again. Okay, the pocket. I use a contrast, and then I made a pattern of a hat. And then I cut it. Main fabric, and then the contrast fabric. And then I put the right sides together and I stitch all around. No leaving a space, all around. And then I trim the bottom part and I clip it from halfway all the way into the sweetheart shape, and then I clip it all the way to the other side. And I separated the front from the back, and I snip it a little bit horizontal and a little bit vertical, okay? And then I turn it inside out, okay? And this is when I came up with this. After I flip it right side out, this is what I came up with, okay? You see the slit that I did at the back, okay? And then you have to have something to turn the corners and around the top. You need a turner, or what else can you use? The edge of the scissors, you can use that also, but make sure you don't poke it through it, okay? So after this, stitching on around, I made a slit in the contrast. I turned it out, and then I came up with this. And then I stitch it, and I use one of the designs from the machine, and I stitched it on the pocket. Today I'm fumbling, I don't know why. And I stitch it around on the pocket. And so I stitch it to the pant front, okay? There. And I didn't even tell you what you need. You need buttons. Usually the buttons that I'm gonna work with, I always put it in this glass and I place it beside the machine. I get all my buttons ready, and then I put it in here, and I put it beside the machine. And then you need your buttonhole attachment. Check your machine. Everybody's machine button attachment is different. Okay, what else? Okay, now I've stitched the back facing, the front facing at the shoulders, and then I've stitched around the edge, okay? So that will be the next to do, I mean. And what else did I forget? I talked to you about the belt, the hat, the buttons, the pocket, okay? And looking at the time, I don't think I can go to the machine and do anything today. So this will be the end of the video. By next week, we'll continue from there. Joining the pant portion to the top portion, and then we'll take it from there, okay? So let me adjust the camera, then I'll be back. Hello there. I know I said this is the end of the video, but let me walk you through one more time. This is the belt for the back. I've already walked you through the facing of the armhole. I've walked you through the heart that I put on the contrast pocket, and also this is 1/3 width on the bias, and then I folded it in two and then iron it, okay? And then the facing and the pocket on the pant front, and this is the back of the pant. So thank you for watching and happy sewing, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye for now. Thank you.